So I remembered that was on the same day, on the 23rd of March 2014, just after I had this, breakdown, and I had this magical hug, YongBao. I had a phone call coming from really far away, and I picked it up, and it was my aunt. My aunt is a art therapist, and she heard about the situation I was having those days from my mom. So she was calling me to say, are you okay? Do you need help? And things like that. And obviously, I did need help. So from that day on, we have a art therapy session, basically, 1 hour per day. That's quite a long time. But yes, that helped me a lot. So most of people, or my friends basically, who know me, they know about my aunt. Because without my aunt, I can't stay here talking with you guys today. So thank you very much, my aunt. And the first session I remembered I was having with her. That was my aunt. She was, talking, and then the last thing she did was she asked me a question. She wanted me to do homework, which is to write down all my pros and cons, like advantage and disadvantages. So even though I don't know why should I do that, but I did it. So I used the night of that day to write it down, to really think through about myself and to write it down, the things, 11 cons and 4 pros, which means 11 disadvantages and 4 advantages. Yeah, they're pretty bad, I know. And the next day I show it to my aunt. I sent her the photo, which I wrote about it. And she took a look, and she said something for me in that moment was really shocking. She said, "Look, Faye, I think you don't know yourself very well." So imagine I am myself and I don't know myself. So if I don't myself, who's gonna know me better? And also, if I don't know myself, is it possible that all these breakdowns I'm having here, all these pains, tortures, struggles, confusions, is because I don't know myself? So yeah, at that moment, when she told me about this, I was thinking, there is something maybe I need to do to know myself better. And suddenly, there's a book came to my mind. And I think I read it when I was around 16 years old or 17. It's a Taiwanese writer. His name is Yong. And in his book, 创造超越的人生, obviously it's a Chinese book. He was talking about his own experience to get to know life, to get to know himself. And I thought, that's interesting. Even though that's a book long time ago, maybe I should start from there. So what did he find out in that book? And what's so interesting, which I remember more than, 15 years or something like that. Actually, he was talking about 2 great ideas. He was combining these 2 ideas together. And the first one is actually coming from the German philosopher, which is called Nietzsche. And in his book, Thus Spoke Zarathustra, he was talking about the spirits. And he said, of the three metamorphoses of spirits, I tell you how the spirits become a camel, the camel a lion, and the lion finally a child. So it sounds confusing, isn't it? It's like there are a lot of animal here. We have a camel, and then a lion, and then finally a child. Well, human being. Okay, and then the second part he was connecting with a Chinese scholar. His name is YongBao. And he have a famous book talking about the way he think about life. And he think life have three realms. And the first realm, he was saying, it's like the poem 昨夜西风凋碧树，独上高楼，望尽天涯路. I'm sorry about that because if I have to translate to English, it will be a little bit odd, but I will try, okay? The first realm. Last night, the wind from west stripped the green trees bare. Alone, I climbed the high tower and gazed as far as the road at the edge of the world. It sounds a little bit weird as well. It's because it's a poem, so it doesn't say something directly. But we can have an image very clearly from here. A guy alone going to a tower by himself. It sounds a little bit sad. It sounds a bit like lonely. But yes, he was talking about a young guy was going to the tower to find his own way, something like that. And then the second realm is in Chinese, 衣带渐宽终不悔，为伊消得人憔悴. And in English, though my belt grows looser, I don't regret it. For this, I am willing to grow worn and weary. So, it sounds even more ridiculous, isn't it? It's actually talking about this guy, he's losing weight, what he's trying to say. He's losing weight. For me, I want that. Yeah, I want to lose weight as well. But here in this poem, he actually talking about because he was working hard, dedicate in something, and because he was so focused, he work a lot, work hard, so that's why he lose weight. That's a good way. But yeah, this is the second realm. It's about almost a guy was working hard, for example, in the middle age, and he's trying to get something which he think really important. So, yeah, he lose weight. Jealous. Okay, and the third realm. The third realm in Chinese is 众里寻他千百度，蓦然回首，那人却在灯火阑珊处. In English, I searched for him among the crowd 1,000 times over, and suddenly I found him standing just over there. It doesn't make sense, isn't it? I know. But he was actually trying to say in this poem is like a guy or a man or woman, they are actually, or him or she, was looking for something all his life, all her life, something like that. And in the end, she or her figured out it's just over here, right here, next to him or her. Okay, so these three realm doesn't make sense, and also the three animals, so weird, isn't it? So if we think about these three things, three realms, three animals, how can you connect these three things, six things all together? Well, this writer, he actually connected three animals into three realms, and he think the camels is actually, an animal working and living in the deserts. Sometimes you see them alone or in a group. They don't talk that much, but they actually feels like when we are younger, it's just like the first realm we were talking about. Remember this guy, the young guy, was going to the tower by himself. Imagine a camel alone in the desert, and there's nothing else, just the sky and also the desert and himself, all by himself. So does it feel like a little bit like when we are younger, sometimes we are confused, or sometimes we feel so lonely because we don't know where to go, we don't know where's the destination, we don't know which way we should choose. It's just like the camel, just like this young guy. So it's like a coincidence. This German philosopher and this Chinese scholar, they're actually talking about the same thing, which is the younger stage of life. And then the second part, the second realm, and the second animal, which is a lion. And remember, the guy lose weight, and that's the second realm. It doesn't mean that we have a slim lion. We're just saying that sometimes, because lions, they are protecting their own lions, their own people, because they fight for something. They not just fight for themselves, they fight for the things that they believe important. So this guy lose weight also because he's fighting for something very important. So that's it, that's the match. A lion and a slimmer guy, that's a match. All right, and the third part. The third part is actually a child. Finally, it's animal, but it's human animal. And we have somebody searching. Well, this one is a little bit different, because sometimes we know that when we are getting older, we see sometimes older people, they are like a child, because they're getting much simpler. They have, again, the curiosity for the world. And it's just like, finally, he found the thing that he was looking for all his life, just right over here, just like a child found his or her toy. And that's it. So yes, these three realms and the three animals actually represent three stages of life: the younger and middle age, and also the elderly life. And this story, or this discovery from Liu Yong, actually made me to think about, the things. Can I really understand myself and know a little bit more about myself from these three stages? And when I thought about that, there's an idea came out. Because for me, these three animals and three realms actually not only represent, the younger age, middle age, or elderly life. It's actually very simple. It's just a past, present, and a future. It's the past of me, present of me, and the future of me. And we all have these three selves inside of us this moment, or every moment. So when I get to this point, I start to ask myself a question. The question is, how did your past self learn to survive? How is your present self holding on? And the third question is, where does my future self want to go? And when I actually think about these questions and trying to write down the answers, I was actually crying. Because for myself, how did I learn to survive? Wow, that was difficult. I really tried, and I tried so hard. And I believe you as well, trying so hard to survive. Each one of us on this planet is trying to survive. It's just that we have different way. And the second question, how is my present self holding on? Wow, that's a really huge question, because that moment I was really bad. I couldn't hold on anything. So yeah, I wrote it down, all the things I thought about it, all the feelings I have that moment, and all my struggles about now. And then for the future, oh, that's a good one, because I don't know. At least that moment, I don't know, because I had no idea where I want to go that moment. So I put it down as well. I said, I don't know. Yeah. But even though it's a very simple question, the third one, and also it's very simple reply, I wrote it on the paper, but it actually helped me to get through a question. It's like to really think about who I am in the past, who I am in the present, and who I am in the future. So I start to think about myself as a whole person, not just like this problem, how can I solve it? I have this problem, I have another one, and this one, and that one. No, but me as a person, as an entire me, to think that way, which is I never done before. And I think that was quite useful and helpful for, the moment that when you are really low, because most of people thinking that healing is, can be really quick. It can be, have a bubble tea, or have a barbecue, or go have some drinks, have fun in the pub. But I'm sorry, it's not that easy. That's why it took me 12 years. So it's not that easy. But there's one thing I did notice at that moment is that, yes, there's something we need to do. And the first step after you keep yourself alive is to get to know yourself. And this practice, these 3 questions, will help you to start the journey from the beginning, or we can say to prepare for the journey which is coming soon. So I'm gonna repeat these 3 questions again. So if you have a pen, you have a paper, just write it down. It's 5 minutes work. That's it. So the first question is, how did your past self learn to survive? The second question is, how is your present self holding on? And the third Also, the last question is, where does your future self want to go? There is the past, present, and future me. How are you today? Is everything all right? I know you, my dearest past me. I know that sorrows always come and visit you. They just open your door without knock and rush straight into your heart. And my dearest present me, I know you too. I see you are surrounded by pain. The reality wraps around you, layer by layer, until you can hardly breathe. As for my dearest future me, you are trapped in a maze called anxiety, where walls made of uncertainty rise all around you, and slowly you lose yourself inside of your own fear. At the same point, we are all alike. The past me longs to become the present me. The present me longs to become the future me. And the future me, at times, longs to return to the past. Like the camel, we need to carry weight crossing desert, surviving. Like the lion, we need to resist, to fight, to protect, to seek control. And like a baby, we long to rest, to lay down the burden, to stop proving, to simply exist. My dearest me, we are all locked up in 3 castles. They are castles of past, castle of present, and the castle of future. The castles themselves are protection, protect us from internal attacks, but at the same time they are prisons. We are all prisoners inside. And the only person can release you is yourself. But before that, you need to find 3 keys. The first key will open the door of castle of past. To find it, you must go down into the darkest basement of the castle. Only there can you uncover the truths that have been left behind. The second key will open the gate of the castle of present. To find it, you need to go to the great balcony on the middle level of the castle. Only there can you clearly see the city outside. The third key will open the gate of the castle of future. To find it, you must climb up to the Arctic at the very top of the castle, and only there can you see the snow mountains far away, the pink glow of the sunset, and the quiet power of nature itself. But don't worry, my dearest me, please don't be afraid, because you are not alone in this journey of seeking. I will be here with you, no matter how hard and how slow this journey will be. I will be here, holding your hand and walking out of these 3 castles together. Yours sincerely,